So hello friend, welcome back to my channel. So today I will going to discuss you about accessibility testing in Salesforce and Velocity Omnistudio. So like what is the accessibility testing? First we should know that. So like if client is giving you a UI to build, like you have to create one website, then that website should also be accessible for the people who have some issue with like hearing, and they cannot basically see the screen properly. They have some like they are blind, okay, but they wants to access your website and they have like mobility issue. So you can check like this is the Google definition. So they're saying that accessible testing is basically to check that your website that you have built is accessible for the people who have visual problem, disability, hearing problem, mobility and cognitive impairment, who have the less IQ. So it should be basically accessible for them. So like to how we can basically ensure that whatever the UI you have built, it's basically accessible or not. So first thing is that I have downloaded one Google extension. You can download in your system. You can see the AXC Dev Tools V480.1. Okay, so you can just add in your Chrome extension if you're using the Chrome, if you're using your Chrome browser. And this is some like there are some websites, and they are like some government has also provided some kind of rules while making the HTML, how your HTML should be look like. So you can basically check those rules as well. So if you just check these guidelines, you can see this is the guidelines. So if I just do just like if I check in the Google, so you can find out the government website. So you can see this is a government, UK government website, where you can just check how you can basically make your website accessible. So everything's the old rules are mentioned, so it should be adhere, your UI should be adhere with those rules. So let's suppose that I just built this UI, and I wanted to ensure before handovering it to the tester and further it's going to the production, I should be ensure that it has all the accessibility, all the rules, accessibility rules has been implemented. So what I can do, I have to just basically right click and click inspect. And when you go to this two arrow, you can see your extension that you have downloaded, AXC DevTools. You have clicked this, and then there will be two options: scan all the page. So I wanted to scan my all the page, and I wanted to check whether there is any issue or any rule that I'm breaking. So I have to click here. Now it's scanning my page, and it will show me if there's any issue or not. So it's showing me there are the 15 issues. Okay, so one of the issues is related to the button. I'm just showing you. So if I will click highlight, it will highlight which button it is talking about. Okay, just a second. So it's showing some like there's an issue with the button, and if I just click here and if I check high page, so it will show you like this is the image. It's having the issues. Okay, so let me just go back to the button. Let me do this testing again, because I just cut the window now and have to just rerun. So it's showing me the four issues, right? One is with this button. Let me highlight this. So it's showing this button. This button has the issue. So it's showing that the button should have the discernible text. So what is this issue all about? I just check in the Google, and then I get to know that in the button there should be this area label text. If this area label text is not there, then that means it could create the problem for the people who have the disability. So this is one of the rule. So what you can just do, as of now, you can see there's a four issues. So what I can just do, just to test that whether this fixing my issue or not, I have to just inspect. I have to just inspect, go to the button. So this is the button, right? So I will just add this Control V. I just add the random text, and I have like name, and I have given the area label as a name. But this will not render in the UI. This is just for the backend purpose, so that it can be accessible. This is for making the accessibility better. Area label. So now I will just go again this two arrow, and I will just click exc DevTools and run it again. So it should be three issue now instead of four, because I have fixed this button one. So you can see, yeah, so there's no button issue now, right? So similarly, once you have built your UI, what you have to do, you have to run this extension, and you have to run this scan, and you have to see how many issues are there, and one by one you have to fix the issue. Similarly, there's some image here. There should be alternate text, so you can just add the alternate text, the label, and then the issue will get fixed. So before handovering you know your UI to someone, you should do this test. And the second way to test it is like voiceover. So like voiceover, if you're using the window machine, you have to click control window and then enter.
Starting narrator. Narrator heading level 1. Welcome to narrator.
So you can see it's like reading the text, right? So it's actually an issue with the
Skip
window.
to navigation link. Skip to main content Omnistudio search. Button. Search. This item
So
doesn't
see,
support
it's basically
favorites.
going one by one in
Favorites
each
list
element.
global actions guidance center Salesforce help setup button. Collapsed. 6. Notifications 6 new notifications view profile app launcher Omnistudio link.
So you can see
Omniscript.
this blue
Button.
box.
Show
It's going one
navigation
by one to
menu
the each
workspace
element
tabs
in the
for
sequence.
Omnistudio tab
So if I have the
contains 1
issue, I cannot
items.
see the
Press
screen. I can
spacebar
just
to
hear
reorder
the sound
tabs.
or the voiceover.
Tab item. 1 of 1. Selected. Loading. Demo. Menu item. Collapsed. Actions for demo button. Close demo Omniscript heading level 1 Omniscript
So it's
demo
going
button.
one by one.
Design.
Now it's going to
Button.
design
New
new
version
version,
button.
deactivation version.
Deactivate version
Then it
button.
will go to type,
Disabled.
subtype,
Edit
language.
menu
I'm just
item.
stopping it as of
Collapsed.
now.
Show more 1. Exiting narrator.
So you see that, right? The voiceover is going from top to bottom, type, subtype, language, version. So you have to ensure that it's going top to bottom. It's not skipping any of the text. So sometime what it's happened now in the HTML tag, we basically give the sequence of subtype in the last after description. Okay, but in UI, because of the CSS, it's coming at the second place. Are you getting my point? I mean, to the subtype in the HTML tag. If I just right click inspect, so this is my HTML, right? So let's suppose that this text is coming in the place after description. So description is at the bottom only, right? So it should be at the bottom. If I just So here's the description, right? Description is at the end. But let's suppose that this subtype is here after li tag, okay? But because of the CSS we have added in such a way, it's coming here at the second place. So our voiceover will not read the subtype at the second place. It will read based on the HTML sequence. It basically read from top to bottom in the HTML sequence. So your HTML should be in the proper way. So how you can do the testing? So you have to you have to use a voiceover and see it's reading in the correct order or not, the each content or each option, input option, button, text, heading, each it's reading in the correct manner or not. So you have to ensure that. So sometime voiceover give you the problem if you're using the MacBook and the Windows. So you have to also basically find out some extension which is allowed by your company, or basically uh, like giving your project has given the recommendation to use this extension to check the voiceover. So you can do that. So as of now, I'm just using the Windows voiceover. Sometimes it creates a problem, but it's fine. So that's the one thing before you're making uh, after making your UI in Omnistudio Velocity, you have to do the accessibility testing. Like first is with this tool, AXC DevTools, and second is using VoiceOver. So you can check how whatever the system you're using, you can just check in the Google like how you can do the VoiceOver testing. So that's it. So please subscribe my channel if you wanted to see some more valuable videos. Thank you.